we have a box that you plug in your computer, and you run a program on the computer to manipulate the lights. And then that goes into a DMX import on the wall, and then we tie into this DMX port and run it up to the lights. So what we need to do is basically just go on this and run it up.
So do you have somebody who's, I mean, we have to do everything kind of to code, you know,
Right,
in the school district, so probably anything like that where we're putting in a new cable or a new anything, we're gonna wanna have somebody do it who's licensed electrician or whatever, which we can, I mean, we could probably have our own staff do if that's what what all needs to happen. And
Right.
so you're saying that you pretty much have the stuff in place except for,
So this is my boss's equipment. We're using his setup basically,
okay,
but our setup is going to be the exact same as what you're seeing right now.
okay. So, well, what I'm seeing is this.
Well, minus all the cables hanging down.
Okay,
Tightened up.
right. No, and that's fine. I mean, that doesn't bother me. I guess I'm just saying, I'm seeing the lighting, and then you have a cable that basically controls all of that comes down here.
Right.
And then you're saying you have a laptop that's down here or up there?
Up there.
Or, okay. So, but you're using existing connection between here and there
Correct.
to operate it. Okay. And then we mentioned that we were interested in kind of helping this project get to the place where it, you know, I know there was an original goal to upgrade the lighting in here. And at the time, we had a discussion with Mrs. Mitchell and everybody, you know, about this. We didn't really know for sure if we could help out with it or if we had money, but I think we could. So I guess as we look at this, I don't know how much money, but we should look at this from the standpoint of what does it take to get us to a reasonable, you know, a reasonable installation in here to do
Right.
what you're trying to do. Would it be more, another light bar, or
Yeah,
would it
so,
be something up there?
You're seeing 8 lights put up currently. We're
Right.
looking at purchasing 24.
Okay,
And so what happens with these lights is there's a power in and a power out. So what I've done with this guy is I plugged one of our existing light channel, whatever you want to call it, plugs, and put a converter on it to plug in just a normal 110 volt power cord, and it daisy chains through each light. So right now I'm running 8 lights on one of our power sources that usually runs one of our normal Fresnels.
okay, so these use a lot less power, and
An 8.
you're not gonna have to add circuits in order to run the lights, okay?
Everything that we install, the only thing that's going to be needed to be added, actually I take that back, nothing's going to need to be added. It's just equipment that once we purchase it, we have to purchase like extra things to make them work kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Right, so accessories to hang
Yeah.
it and all that type.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right, so this, I mean, right now, is this as bright as they get, or do
Right.
you, okay, so, but you can alter the colors so that you have more red, more green, more
Right.
whatever.
But also these lights aren't going to be meant for lighting the stage necessarily. It's going to be more for effect lighting. So meaning like if this guy over here wants a red color on, we make those 3 red. Or if this guy wants a green, we make it green. You know what I mean?
So by comparison to the other colored lights that we used to have with the higher wattage bulbs in them, these aren't gonna probably produce as much light as one of those, right?
Right, but also when we use our normal park hands for lighting, when we need a color, they use gels. And those gels burn out very quickly. So that's another thing we have to purchase. We also have to purchase new bulbs for them when they go out. Not these guys, but the park hands. These will last us about 8 years.
So what were you gonna say?
Oh, just about the gels,
Oh,
so you
okay.
got it.
Right, so that will save some money, and
Right.
the plastic sheeting burns up, and we always have to replace those, so hopefully.
We don't use those anymore.
Oh, yeah, no, good,
Well, no, we don't need to if we get these.
right.
We have to use them up until
Up until
We
this-
get them.
it's finalized.
Okay. So.
Or okay, I don't know what you want to call it.
Yeah, so these are, how many of these rows, you're thinking you
3.
need 3 more rows, or 2 more rows?
Mhm.
Do you have the bars in place to add those, or?
Yeah.
You do?
Well, so meaning these aren't ours. These are my boss's. We're borrowing them.
Right, but they're on one of our bars, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah, so everything's existing. Like I said, it's just accessories that we need to purchase to,
right,
make them work.
okay.
You understand?
Yeah. So, how do we go about getting like a cost for that, for adding the other bars and the accessories and
So-
whatever's needed up there?
Our total comes out to 3,800, and that's a rough estimate. I got a discount on the lights themselves. The bars are already in place, but we don't change anything with that. All that we need are the lights, the control box, which is $200, the cables running in between them, which is about $2 a piece. Then, like C-clamps, and I don't know how much those are, but that's the thing you hang the lights with, right?
So, that's for the 8, or that's for 24?
That's for 24.
Currently, we're
24.
using the ones that we had for our other lights, so we had to take down our other lights to hang these up.
Okay,
So C-clamps we have probably around 8
Yeah, that's about right. 8.
to 16 maybe
Yeah.
on the stage that we can use.
okay.
But if we use this lighting, we're gonna take down all the lights, all the Fresnels and park hands, and move them. Not necessarily move them, but I mean like rearrange them, so that you're not getting this big circle of light.
Right.
We'll wash the stage, basically, yeah.
Okay. So, at one point, I think the last time that we had a conversation, weren't we talking about like $20,000 to do an upgrade in here?
Right, and so that would include upgrading more. So this is just for these like
DMX lights.
DMX lights, the 3 rows of 8. When you have the lights, they make like tangent circles, and then you have that black space in between that doesn't get lighting.
Right.
So that's talking about upgrading those other lights that we would use to fill in.
They're called scoops, the big ones in the back.
So we would need more scoops to fill in the space, because a lot of, I don't know if the scoops are in the light cemetery or if that's just park
We have one
hands.
right here.
We have a total of 6 maybe. And so what we would do with that is, I don't know if we necessarily need new ones, but we would let's say we have 6, I'd go 2 on each bar. In the off-centered from the center, facing down, and that'll give us more of the yellow light from the, Fresnels, park hands, whatever you want to call them.
Right. And do the scoops, do they make those in LED, or do those have to be
The LED
incandescent?
LED scoops are very expensive.
And so that's where the $20,000 comes in.
So that was figuring using the LED scoops instead, that's why
Well,
the price was so high?
that was like if we wanted to go,
If we wanted to
Yeah.
go 100%.
100%, yeah.
right.
And so right now, I believe these are hung like every other one. So there's spaces on almost all of them. There's spaces in between where we could hang other lights.
Yeah. We're using 2 channels on a bar that has 30,
Okay.
I think. That number's guessing. I'll just say 12.
Okay.
So we have 11 more spaces for lights. alongside these LED lights. And right now, like I said, I just kind of threw them up there just to get them demonstrated for you.
Right.
And for the people who are helping us with this grant kind of thing.
Right.
So yeah, again, there wouldn't be wires hanging down. I could, it'll be buttoned up.
Right. And as far as mixing and matching, is that, if you used some of the old incandescent and some of the new LED, say you couldn't come up with enough money to do the whole thing, is that going to be a problem in terms of how it looks? Because it looks so different. It's gonna,
Well, so,
Say hi, Natalie.
battery's going to die.
She was filming it upside down for the first like 5 minutes.
Put some variety
turn
into
on
it.
7380 on DMXs. You know how to do that? You hold shift and click, starting from the left.
There's TJ telling Tyler.
No. What'd you do?
You're fully aware you're the only one who currently knows how to work with the system.
Yeah. Tyler, what'd you do? Yeah. I need 70 through 80 on.
Well, it only shows 32.
Yeah, hit the upper right arrow. Just keep hitting it until it gets to 70 through 80. Okay? Then once you get there, click 70, press